The Aries full moon on October 7th signifies light your soul's fire on the path to unconditional love. The moon in Aries grants a strong drive. People with the moon in Aries are highly motivated when they have found a goal worth fighting for. People with the sun in Libra are very harmony-seeking and generally avoid direct confrontations. Of course, it always depends on the entire horoscope picture how these traits manifest. But fundamentally, these characteristics can be assumed in the interpretation. As with every full moon, the moon is in opposition to the sun. The impulsive Aries moon is therefore in a tense aspect to the thoughtful Libra sun. The full moon on the Aries-Libra axis illuminates our relationships and shows which ones we perceive as harmonious and which ones are not. Here, it becomes clear which connections are worth fighting for and where compromises are necessary. The moon in the sign of Aries represents the inner flame that guides our emotions. The sun in Libra signifies conscious weighing and balancing of opposites and conflicts. Thus, the Aries-Libra axis reflects what we individually perceive as beautiful and harmonious. Due to this perception, we choose our partner and acquaintances with whom we want to establish closer connections. When we have no choice, for example, with family or colleagues, the Aries-Libra axis indicates where it is worthwhile to make compromises and where greater distance is necessary. The full moon in Aries instinctively reveals what we need to feel comfortable and what makes sense for us. What relationship issues we will be confronted with during this full moon is indicated by the individual house axis, in which the signs Aries and Libra are located in the natal chart. The 12 horoscope houses in astrology represent the different areas of life where the planets exert their influence. The areas of life where the signs Aries and Libra are positioned will always play an important role in all your relationships, especially with your life partner. The houses of the relationship axis indicate which similarities are particularly important to you within a relationship and what conflicts may arise. The Aries full moon on 7 October highlights to what extent you are satisfied with the current situation and what you want to change. Venus, as the goddess of the Libra sign and as the goddess of love and beauty, is positioned in the Virgo sign and on the descending moon node. This means that the love goddess Venus elevates the earthly soul plan to the next higher level, allowing a balance between materialism and spirituality, and between power and powerlessness to occur. This cosmic energy is already noticeably perceptible and is necessary so that we do not have to experience a total global collapse. Venus in Virgo in sextile to Jupiter in Cancer revisits the theme of the last new moon in Virgo. The main theme of the new moon was meaningful economic behavior under the aspect of compassion. It is thus a call to our compassion and willingness to help. However, with this Aries full moon, this appeal is even sharper and more clearly heard than in the new moon horoscope of 24th September. Mercury and Mars are now in the passionate sign of Scorpio and no longer in the harmony-seeking sign of Libra. Mercury in Scorpio is in a square aspect to retrograde Pluto in Aquarius, making a passionate and urgent appeal to the global community that cannot be ignored. Mars is in the sign of Scorpio in its domicile, which is very conducive to increased energy and strong assertiveness. Mars in the water sign Scorpio leads the entire planetary chain as the dominant, and, together with the moon in the fire sign Aries, gives the horoscope an enormous emotional thrust. In this way, great successes can be achieved. Progress in all areas of life is possible as long as the intention is focused on unity and justice. This full moon in Aries is highly emotional and combative. Where diplomacy is not enough to make oneself heard, weapons are metaphorically and actually used. Where no agreement is possible, there are harsh consequences. In a positive sense, great successes can be achieved with Mars in Scorpio if the energy is used constructively. In a negative sense, Mars in Scorpio can be highly destructive, but it also helps us to detach from everything that is not healthy for us. The moon forms a semi-square with the retrograde Uranus in Gemini. Uranus heightens the moon's intuition in Aries, which is important for clear perception and making the right decisions despite strong subjective emotionality. The semi-square forces us to listen to our inner voice and not to be overwhelmed by fears and feelings of helplessness when the waves are high. There is a very helpful aspect figure in this full moon horoscope. Venus in Virgo forms the tip of a happiness dragon, together with the closed water triangle of Jupiter in Cancer, Saturn in Pisces, and Lilith in Scorpio. This happiness dragon figure promises a joyful time and romantic relationships. Karmic connections that span multiple lifetimes can now be revitalized. The soul's purpose can effortlessly reveal itself. With the moon in Aries and Lilith in Scorpio, we can feel our soul flame, enabling inner healing with Jupiter in Cancer in a trine aspect to the full moon. Spiritual healing and unconditional love are the main themes of this full moon concerning our personal lives. Collectively, it pertains to the healing of the collective soul. A next stage in the collective ascension process marks an important turning point.